Hi, you're in Steve's Kitchen. I hope you're enjoying the series of cakes this week. We're doing a lemon drizzle cake today, which above all should be moist and of course lovely and lemony. I've got fresh lemons from the tree, still got a bit of tree on there. Now I hope to demonstrate really this week the versatility of that single batter. So let's get on and make the most delicious lemon drizzle cake. Now, as I said before, I want to mix up the ways that I mix up the batter. The other day I did it completely by hand. Today I'm using a little electric mixer, and we are going for a 5-ounce 150 gram mix. So that's 5-ounce 150 grams of soft butter, exactly the same by weight of self-raising flour, 5-ounce 150 grams of sugar, and by weight the same of eggs. And that works out to be about 3 eggs in this recipe. And even though this is self-raising flour, I'm still going to add my teaspoon of baking powder just for a bit of extra lightness. And this is a lemon cake, so I'm going to take the rind off of this lemon and just grate it into the mix. And I'm also going to take the juice of that lemon, including all the pulp, and pop that in there. And now we'll just get our whisk and make this up into a nice batter. Now we'll just whisk that up until we get a nice thick batter like that. And then quickly we're just going to prepare our baking tray. Now I've got an 8-inch baking tray here, and I'm just going to grease the inside with a little butter. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of flour in the bottom of that and coat over the baking tray. Now I've preheated my oven to 170 degrees Celsius, that's 325 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to put that batter in there now. And we're just going to level it evenly across the tray. Now when I've got my batter nice and evenly distributed, that's going in the oven, and I'm going to keep an eye on it about 25 minutes. We want a golden brown top to this and the sponge to be just cooked. Now you know this is going to taste good. Come down here, have a look. We've got a saucepan. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar and 3/4 cup of water. Now I've zested a lemon here. I'm not going to be using that in this part of the recipe, but I've also got the juice of a large lemon, and I want to put it through a little strainer. We don't want the pulp in this one, but we do want that lemony goodness. And what we're going to do is pop this onto the stove, bring it up to a boil, and then let it simmer for about 5 minutes just to reduce down and let the sugar caramelize a little bit. And we need this as soon as the cake comes out the oven, so get on and do it. Next, we're going to make a lemony frosting. Now come down here, we've got 150 grams, that's 5 ounces of powdered sugar or icing sugar, and I'm going to put 5 teaspoons of water into that, and 5. Remember the lemon zest? We're keeping that, pop that into the icing mixture. Take a spoon and mix this through until you get a beautiful, soft icing. And that's what we're looking for. Can you see how the lemon zest has coloured the icing yellow? That's all flavour as well. Set that aside, we'll be using that shortly. Now take a look at this. This has just come out the oven. I've pressed it so there's a nice little spring back. I know it's completely cooked. You can see it started to come away from the side. Now what we're going to be doing, you take a look at my sauce here. It's reduced down a bit, it's still quite runny, exactly as I want it. We're going to take this while the cake is still hot. Hear it hiss. And we're going to pour it, I'm spooning it over the top. You'd be surprised just how much of this absorbs into the cake. Now you see I've used all of that sauce and the sponge cake is absorbing it up. Now what we need to do is leave that on the side to completely cool down or nearly cool down before we turn it out. Now I've let my lemon cake cool down quite a bit, but it's still a little bit warm. It might be a bit tricky getting it out, but I don't want it to go cold. So let's pop it onto a rack, turn it over. It will come out of here very easily. Now I need to get this onto a serving tray or whatever you decide to use. I've got a big cake slice that I use for this sort of thing. I'm just going to turn that over. Now, of course, the next thing we've got to get this wonderful icing on top as well. So I'm now going to pour this over the top of the cake. Now we're just going to let this ooze over the top of the lemon cake, and you can ease it on its way with just pushing it out towards the edge. And if it were up to me, I'd serve this while it's still nice and warm. I'm going to take a cut off the end here. Take me a slice about this big. And you'll see now just how moist and beautiful that lemon cake is. This recipe also makes fantastic lemon drizzle cupcakes, and here are some I made earlier. Now I've cut the rest of the lemon drizzle cake up and I've taken some photographs. Hopefully I've put them up for you to see. It is beautifully moist and beautifully zesty. I'm going to try some of this now and let you know. What can I say? That's absolutely delicious. Please share the love, give this one a thumbs up. The variety from this pound cake is immense. I mean, I probably haven't really covered them all. There's lots more I can still do, and there's still some more to come. So stay tuned for that. I will see you next time. Be good. Now don't forget to get across to the channel and check out some of those other videos. I'll leave a link up here to some of the other pound cake ideas that I put there, and probably something else as well. I love to hear your comments. Stay in touch. Be good. See you later.